My name is Daniel Ray. I go to the University of California, San Diego. I'm from Chicago originally. I did my undergraduate in physics at University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana. I then worked for about 4 years in Chicago doing computational electromagnetics research. Then I moved out to California and have been at University of California, San Diego ever since. My degree is in physics, and my area is biophysics, and in particular my group is interested in inverse problems or data assimilation. So really briefly, data assimilation is how you combine models of complex systems with data from real-world measurements in order to sort of predict the behavior of complex systems. So one particular application is numerical weather prediction. How do you predict the weather? Well, you need three things. You need a model for how the dynamics of the weather develops, and you need data measurements taken from the real world, and you also need a way of combining the measurements with the data in order to make a forecast of what the weather is going to be next week. And so it's that third part that we're interested in, sort of how you combine the two to get sort of a good prediction of or forecast of what the system is going to do. We're also interested in neurobiological applications. For instance, predicting, or there's a lot of effort going in recently to mapping the brain, and so we're looking at using our data assimilation techniques to take measurements that you can make from the brain, or specifically single neurons, like voltage measurements, all the way up, the scale into, like potentially higher scale measurements like EKG measurements and things like that, and using that to predict sort of the functional connectivity of the brain and the networks that are within the brain. What originally attracted me to the DOE CSGF was the ability to sort of broaden the depth of my knowledge base, because they push you to take classes outside of your normal curriculum. So if you're an engineer, you have to take some math and computer science classes as well. And I think that is sort of very useful going on later in your career. A lot of people think that if you're getting a PhD that you're going to go into academia. I'm not necessarily 100% sure that I want to go that way. I know that I like doing research, and potentially, working at a DOE lab would be really a cool place to work, because, as a research scientist, you get to do your own research there, and you also get to support some really state-of-the-art engineering projects that they have as well. So you kind of get the best of both worlds in that sense.